Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tabletop Dorks, a TTRPG channel for BP fun. I am Voices here as your GM for our brand new campaign, Allandia Campaign 1. These are the prologues. This is Allandia Prologue by C, and this is the third and final chapter of the prologue leading on to the start of Campaign 1. So we'll just go around real quick. Everybody says hello, and then get right into this. We'll start off with you, Zeus.
Hi, I'm Captain Zeus here, playing the most infamous swashbuckler Zemet, who just recently went scuba diving and found himself in a bit of a pickle. Just a little bit. We're gonna see if I live after this.
Next up, let's go with Spooner. Spoonier.
Hello?
I'm gonna call you Spoon. It's Spoon.
You can do whatever.
Spoon.
I don't mind. Hello, I am Spoon playing Thorin Fireclaw. Well, I'm gonna be trying to see if I can save Zemet, and as well as gain back Millie's trust.
And last but certainly not least, Magic.
I'm Magic Moonshot. I'm playing as Millie, a hopefully lovable, slightly annoying halfling who, luckily, her loyalty is not lost by a single failed deception roll, so she might be okay.
All right. Now that introductions are done, we will hop into it. We'll do a short recap because we did leave off on a tiny bit of a cliffhanger, or a shipside hanger, I guess.
Bit of a drowning situation.
Yeah. All of the individuals had gotten onto a ship and were going across the Bay of Selkarn so that they could finally get to Sherstow for the king's coronation or anniversary. And on their way, after kind of dealing with some really random antics on the water, they spotted, kind of towards the end of the day, a city beneath the ocean, beneath the bay, that after giving a little bit of mythological lore to the cast from Alira, they learned that there was a city that was completely sunk, and it now sits below this, completely desolate and all barren. However, they did notice something guarding it, a very large something, very massively guarding it. As they progressed a little bit further, they saw something shimmering in the water, and one of the ditzy crew members decided that he wanted to go diving for it, and our beloved Zemet decided he'd rather take his place. After a quick little encounter with a Leviathan, he took the staff, and the last thing we knew, Zemet was being pushed out of the water and onto the top of the ship. So, we're gonna start off a little bit different. So, there's a vibrant city beneath the waves, Solarnus, a jewel of the sea that glimmers with iridescent towers and streets alive with bustling merfolk and aquatic creatures. And at the center of this dreamlike world, we see a young man standing on the steps of the great temple. His features are sharp, his eyes bright, and his posture relaxed, exuding the air of someone comfortable in their own skin. He laughs as a group of children surround him, begging for stories. He obliges with a grin, waving a tale about a mighty guardian that protected the city from unseen dangers. I could even be that guardian, he jokes, and his laughter ringing through the dream. Suddenly, the man stands alone now, the bustling city around him fading into eerie silence, and a shadow descends over him. And when he looks up, the water seems to part unnaturally, revealing a dark figure cloaked in swirling currents. Green eyes, some type of god, something at least from a divine plane, towers above, and his gaze sharp and mischievous. So you wish to be a guardian, do you? The voice echoes, dripping with mockery. The man stumbles back, stammering, it was just a joke. I didn't mean, That's unfortunate. A sound like crashing waves and shifting sands. A joke indeed. Let's see how well you are, you little dreamer. The young man's body begins to change, his form elongated and twisting as golden light and black shadows swirl around him. Scales ripple across his body, his limbs stretch into fins, and his voice becomes deep and resonant rumble. He thrashes, trying to scream, but all that escapes is a haunting song that shakes the water around him. What have you done? His mind cries, though his voice no longer carries words. The figure, arms crossed, smirking as though he enjoyed his handiwork. I've made you their guardian, just as you wished. You'll thank me after the first 100,000 years. Time moves, shifts, and skips forward, and the young man, now into something he cannot understand, patrols the waters around Solarnus. Transformation may have been cruel, but his protective instincts remain. Despite the entity's mocking intent, he becomes a vigilant defender of the city, using his immense strength to ward off predators and threats. There's conflicting emotions, a pride in his role, but a resentment for his fate, and a yearning for the life he left behind. I will protect them, no matter what. I have no choice. The vibrant city of Solarnus crumbles under a tidal wave of chaos. The Leviathan roars in anguish, and his massive form coiling around the city in a desperate attempt to shield it. Explosions of elemental energy crackle through the water as the glowing staff starts dimming in the temple steeple. Through the eyes of the Leviathan, the figure is watching from afar. His smirk has now faded to a look of mild disappointment. You play your role well, Guardian. A pity they failed you. Leviathan's voice echoes through the mind. I was never meant to fail. This was your joke, Nerlock. And why do I carry the cost? Leaving only the ruins of Solarnus and the still waters around it, the Leviathan floats motionless, his form now a shadow of the proud young man he once was. His song is softer now, more mournful than protective. And slowly you feel his massive gaze turn towards you, the ancient voice burdened with centuries of regret and duty finally speaks directly to you. I was a man once, Zemet. Just as you are now. My life was taken as a jest, but my burden is not a joke, and now you carry it too. You wake up very quickly on the edge of the ship, spewing out as much water as you possibly can, coming back to your senses. Eyes kind of burning a little bit from the salt being within it. But you are, as far as you know, on board the ship where you had just hopped out of.
Okay. Oh well, that's freaking fascinating. All right, so I'm just gonna. Is the staff in my hand? Is it still in my hand?
Yep, staff is in your hand.
So I'm just gonna cough up that water, and then use the staff to get myself up to my feet. I'm gonna look around and be like, what happened? How did I get up here? Did you guys pull me up? I just say this like to the crowd.
What did we see about how he got back on the ship?
So you guys had seen him go under. It had been probably about 15-20 minutes, which normally around 30 is when they start to pull divers back because like the water pressure over that period of time starts to give a little bit of problems. But after those 15 or 20 minutes, you guys saw like a ripple. You guys probably thought that the ship was going to be hit by something or by the staff because you only saw the glow of the staff coming at you. And then as it got closer, you saw Zemet's body pretty much just shoot right out of the water, maybe 35, 40 feet into the air, and then slam down. The entire time, it wasn't just his body; it was like encapsulated with water, almost like a water spout pushed him up and threw him down. So the ship is drenched currently, at least the top deck. And there's like fish that are just flopping around and just kind of like moving all over the place. Little bit of seaweed you can see that's kind of just like stuck to random portions of like armor attachments that he had. But yeah, he's just there. And like he sat there for a little bit and like was kind of glowing, this kind of green glow a little bit. Then when he started coughing up water, the glow subsided. And now we are all at this moment in time.
Also, other question: do I have my hat? Did my hat survive? Or was it underneath the helmet?
Yeah, I would have said it's probably in the suit. So,
okay.
Yeah, it'd probably
as
be
long
in
as I
the
have
suit.
the hat, that's really the important part.
Yeah, because by now they're probably pulling the suit back together, trying to figure out like how the heck this occurred.
Okay.
So yeah, yep, that's what I'll say with that. So yeah, you're chilling.
Millie's gonna rush over to Zemet and just start like peeling the seaweed off of his armor,
Oh my
and
gosh.
she's gonna be like, "Well, how do you like that? What in the world just happened to you down there? I can't believe you just shot up into the sky."
Yeah. Funny. You're getting a real kick out of this one. So, when I grabbed the staff, and you might want to sit down, the Leviathan came up to me. And I'm pretty sure he was telepathically speaking to me.
It's not a pretty sure. You know for a fact that was the only way it was being spoken.
Oh, no, I know. I'm just...
Okay. All right, I was just
I'm
making sure you
pretty-
did.
I appreciate you. Pretty sure he was telepathically speaking to me. I'm actually pretty positive. But, you know, underwater pressure, who knows? But then next thing I know, I'm getting thrown into the air. And I'm assuming you guys all saw the vision of how he became who he was, right? Of that deity and all that stuff. I'm assuming you guys saw that all too, right?
I don't know what you're talking about. All we saw was you making that foolhardy decision to dive down there, and then not 15, 20 minutes later, you're getting shot up into the sky like a geyser.
Well, did it look cool?
Well, I'll probably give it about an 8 out of 10.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, as you look over, the triplet, well, the two twins, and then also Larry, all do have like little planks of wood, and they've carved like numbers onto them.
What's my rating?
Larry, so you got an 8.5 from one of the guys, from one of the twins. Then the other twin gave you a 5, but he says it's only because that's how high I can count. And then
Okay, I'll take it.
Larry gave you a 2 because he would have been able to do that, or he believes that would have been him. So he's kind of annoyed. Like he's kind of like FOMO. You're getting put down. Yeah.
You know what? Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate the high scores. Larry, what? I thought we were buddies. What's going on?
I was gonna do it. I could have been mine.
Larry, let's be honest, man. I don't know if you would have been able to handle that.
I've been on the seas a long time.
Hey, you want to go down there? I mean, you can go down there and meet the Leviathan.
No,
again. I'll put it back.
It's okay. No,
I can put it back. We can try it again.
no,
No, you
don't
sure?
pity me.
I'm just saying. Olive branch here. I mean, no literal one. It's just this glowing staff, but we're cool, right?
Well, next time, Larry, next time there's a sunken city with a glowing artifact that is certain to lead to impending death, we'll let you be the one to go touch it.
Oh, for sure,
Good.
for sure.
Good. I deserve it.
You do. I'm assuming they got all the suit off of me at this point.
Yeah. No, you weren't in the suit. Like the suit was,
Or the
suit's
helmet.
in the water. No, like that's still in the water. Like they're pulling that up slowly. Yeah, you were like.
I was shot out of it.
Shot out. Yeah, you were straight up pulled and shot right out. That's
painful. All right, then I'm gonna look
you didn't feel
over.
anything.
That's true. I didn't. I'm gonna look over the edge of the ship and look into the water to see if I can see the Leviathan.
Nope, nothing.
Do I see any traces of him at all?
I mean, off in the distance, you see some ripples of waves. But with how large the Leviathan was, a lot of his movements just look like regular waves. It's kind of one of the it's kind of like a camouflage type of system for their movements, so that they can blend and not be noticed by ships along the coastline that they don't need to be.
Okay. Can this shrink the staff? Is this like one of those things that, like, you know, like Percy Jackson's pen, I could transform and stay with me? You know what I mean? Or is this something I gotta like carry like I'm Sun Wukong?
No, so what it is that you can see that in the middle it does like it separates kind of with a click and pull method.
They're like two batons that.
Yeah.
I'm
Which
Daredevil.
it is,
Sweet.
It is kind of strange. That's not like a. So what this is like when you twist it, there's like a separation that comes from the mechanism, and then there's two sides to it. Come up and then clip onto the other side, and then you're able to separate it. When it's separated, then both of them close, and that is not a normal style of mechanism for any type of staff or anything like that. That is a.
I mean, that sounds advanced for modern terms.
Yeah,
like
there's some technology of this that does not make sense for what you have seen in this area, at least, or at least even on this continent. You know that there are some kind of insane types of machinery that's up towards like the northwest portion of the continent. Up towards there, they've developed some like faster moving machinery for transportation and travel. But that's about like the extent. There's not anything weapon wise that is this familiar to you.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna kind of like in my head, I'm thinking, well, it's a magical freaking staff. Let me see if it shrinks or something. And then accidentally just take it apart, and then put it back together, and then take it apart, and then kind of like look at it, and then just like I don't have any holsters for it, so I kind of jam it between my belt and my pants on each end, and I just kind of leave.
What's kind of cool with that is like, so when it goes down into that, you see that like a side, like a portion of it where it's closest to your belt kind of opens up and then clasps onto the side of the belt.
No way! It's holstering to my belt.
Mm-hmm.
That is sick as frick.
Yep.
Well, you're gonna just see me like absolutely geek the frick out. I'm just like, did you guys see this?
Millie the whole time is just looking at Zemet really intently, and what you don't know is that she's trying to see if she can communicate with you telepathically.
Nice.
Can I roll for telepathy? Is that
Can I roll for telepathy?
Give me an arcane check or an arcana check.
Let's get
Watch
Give
get
me
a
an
natural
arcana
20.
Okay. Yeah, hey.
Al
hey.
just gives you a nice little clap.
You're a monk.
7.
Oh,
Yeah, you was gonna die. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, that was quite an experience. You guys saw that, right? It's holding onto my belt. I wish I had this for all my weapons. Well, what do we?
What is it? You went all the way down there for that item, and it's
just a staff. It's gold. It's cool.
But like, what's it do?
I don't know. I mean, I just got the treasure.
What if it's cursed?
See, look. I don't know if you know about how it's like to be a pirate on the seas. You know, I've dabbled in it a little bit. All right, and you know, one of the big driving factors is that booty, and I mean treasure when I say this. All right, and man, oh man, when you got that booty inside, you got to get a hold of it. All right, and nothing else comes between you and the booty. That's just how it works. I learned that from my captain.
Hey Zeus, roll a 1d4.
Okay.
Is this his way of telling us he's an ass man, or?
I think that's what it was. I'm pretty sure that's what it
That's
was.
what I heard.
I got a 2.
Okay, you take 2 points of psychic damage real
Oh,
quick.
okay.
Is that from my
Jeez.
telepathy?
And in your head you hear, "That was inappropriate."
Oh,
Oh shoot!
Foul, why?
He has,
Why
like, a
would you
permanent
do that to
swear
me,
jar?
man?
What did I do?
You said that was inappropriate and you psychically hurt me. Why would you do that? I thought we were friends.
Well, I've never practiced that power. I don't even know how to.
Hey, you need to get that power in check, man. That's not cool. I was just telling truths, alright?
I mean, I have to admit, I was trying to communicate with you telepathically, but I didn't know was gonna cause you any kind of psychic pain. All I was saying was,
This was you, Millie?
Z-Bet, if you could hear this, blink twice. That's all I said, like 5 times.
I'm pretty sure I blinked like a whole lot since.
So it was working, I guess.
I'm gonna go lie down. This is a lot to take in, okay?
Wait, fail. I'm thinking of a number. I'm sending it to you.
As she's doing that, I'm gonna go downstairs under the deck and just try to like.
Was it
take a nap or
23?
something.
No, it was 5.
Oh, gosh!
Let's try again.
Oh, jeez. All right, so you're just gonna go downstairs.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go and kind of like rest up after that whole event, and then getting psychically damaged out of nowhere.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then let's see here. Okay. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I don't like how you said that. That was a long pause. That was a long pause there.
All right. So
enough.
probably by now, like so as you were kind of going down, it was kind of like your trip down was almost kind of mimicking the sun going over top of the horizon at that time. Twilight's kind of come into play by now. And so as the day fades into twilight and the blue serpent sails steadily through calm waters, the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in kind of fiery oranges and purples before giving way to the deep blues of night. And cool breeze carries the salty tang of the sea, and the crew begins to relax after a long day. Lanterns are lit on the deck, and their soft glow casts flickering shadows as the ships cut through the darkness and the darkening waters. As the night deepens, an unnatural chill starts to creep over the ship. The air grows still, and the breeze fading entirely, leaving the sails slack, and a heavy silence falls over the crew, broken only by the gentle lapping of waves against the hull. And as you are all below, except for the few that are on graveyard duty, somebody mutters nervously, It's way too quiet." And so, as a couple of them start to get up and kind of move up towards the ship, you guys hear from above the footsteps kind of stop after a period of time.
Millie would like to peel off her seaweed mask that she had made out of the seaweed that she pulled off of Zeus and wove together, twisted together, like the lovers of Morna, and had put it on her face. So she's gonna take that off of her face and go and check what's going on the deck.
Okay. As you come up onto the deck, you look out, and probably up to the height of the edge of the ship, it's fog that sits all along, to the point where it looks almost as if you could step off in a straight walking scenario and kind of make your way on top of the fog. And suddenly something kind of starts to loom into the view. You see like a ship It's a large ship that has tattered black sails that's catching wind, but you don't feel any wind whatsoever as it kind of glides across the water. But you're not seeing ripples. Its hull is dark and weathered, and its design is almost like ancient and imposing. A faint spectral glow emanates from its seams, kind of casting a gauntly light over the water around it. And on its deck stands a couple of figures, unmoving, but the eyes just... there's nothing in them whatsoever. And at the helm, there's an individual that stands a little taller than the rest. It's green eyes. It looks familiar, but you can't really place why. And his empty gaze seems to kind of pierce through the mist fixed on the ship. What are you guys doing so
Millie's
far?
gonna
You
go
guys-
wake them
I'm
up
still
if
below
they're not
deck.
here.
Yeah,
Millie's
I'm
gonna
still
go get the other
Deck
two.
knocked out. I'm
Yeah.
sleeping.
I was resting from that psychic damage. Can I recover my damage from that, by the way?
I'll say you can heal up 1 point by now.
Take it. All right.
Yeah, Millie's gonna scamper downstairs, feeling very moisturized, and wake up the other two.
Okay.
Oh, what's going on?
You need to come up here and see this. I got a bad feeling about this ship that seems to be sailing by with no wind.
How many bad feel? Wait, what? No wind.
I don't think I'm cut out for sea life after all. But get on up here.
All right.
I'm gonna go wake up Thal.
I thought he.
Don't-
Wait, is he next to me or is he like across the room or something? I guess that. Are you next to me? Or are you across the room?
I would. Yeah. I mean, it's up to you
I'd say
guys.
I'm close by. I'm
It's a lot
close
of
by
bunk
them.
beds,
Yeah.
so you guys probably would have bunked close.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
we're
like
close
throw
by.
my pillow at him. I'm like, get up. And then
I let out a growl.
and then I'm just gonna proceed upstairs.
Like burps a little, and there's like a flame. Like.
That's some spicy seaweed. Anyways, I'm just gonna head upstairs then.
That's
It's a spicy meat
seaweed. You're on the same wavelength on that.
Is wavelength a sea pun? Okay.
Oh my
Yes, definitely.
god.
Oh yeah.
We are way too in sync right now.
I'll groggily make
Don't
my
say
way up
in
the
sync.
stairs
We're
as
on a
well.
ship.
Oh my god. Man, it's just on a roll.
You guys hear gunpowder in the distance? No kidding.
Did you psychically make that happen?
Yeah.
Gosh.
All right, well, I'm going upstairs. So I'm
Okay. Okay. All right. So as the ship starts to get closer, starts to come more into view, you can see everybody up top is getting pretty uneasy, and kind of starts to like whisper back and forth a little bit. Even Captain Lyra, even as she's gripped the wheel pretty tightly, kind of just stands there, and just says like, "Everyone stay completely still and completely calm." But you can definitely tell that her there's some fear that's tipping into there. The individual with the green eyes up at the front raises a hand, and it kind of gestures towards the blue serpent, and you start to see that this ship has now shifted its gear to get a little closer to the blue serpent that you guys are on.
We're on a blue
They're-
serpent.
No, that's the ship.
What's the name
now.
of the
That's
ship?
ship's
Oh,
We're riding
Sorry,
on a shark.
I got so scared and spooked by the ghost ship part. I just forgot
I
about
can't tell
that.
if I'm awake or in a nightmare. What's going
Spoon's
on?
like, there is so much going on here.
Thal goes in the back and you just see him. He's like, Appa, yip, yip. It's just okay. All right.
Okay.
I think that Millie is feeling anything except for the calm, and so she's just like internally panicking about how the captain told her to stay calm, and that's like the furthest thing from how she's feeling right now. And she's just gonna kind of move over next to where Thal is because he seems to be a little bit of a calming influence. So.
Okay.
Thal's panicking. He's freaking fidgeting with flame in his hand right now.
Voices, is this what I think it is?
Yes. You recognize the ship pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm as calm
You guys
as a
see
cucumber then.
that there's a strange glowing rune kind of flares on the side of the ship as well. Before it kind of it fades away. It kind of feels like a mark almost, but you guys aren't sure. The shadowy figures
similar to when the Leviathan marked our ship.
It was pretty quick. Like it was kind of just like after he moved his hand, there was just like a blip. Kind of. It looked mostly just you could tell that there was an arcane something that resonated on the side of the ship.
Their ship or our ship?
Their ship.
Okay.
Yep. You see the shadowy figures still all remain completely still. No sound, no anything. Except occasionally you'll hear like a faint whisper that's kind of carried with the wind. But it's unclear if the sound is coming from the crew or the ship itself. Zeus, Zemet, give me an insight check, big guy. Or perception, whichever one you want to.
I need
Is it insight
Jesus
or
in this
perception?
one.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with perception. So my perception's a +3, but I got a 5, so it's a 7.
Okay.
Wait, 5
it-
plus 3 is 8?
8. Thank you. Sorry.
7?
Listen, I'm
I don't
reeling
think it's
in
gonna
the
make a difference, but
I'm
we
reeling
can
in the
try.
fact that one of my new die gave me a 5. I'm very upset about that. Okay,
Throw it out.
I'm very upset.
Oh my gosh.
So at this moment, you start to notice that Alira is, well, she has been for the last little while, slowly shifting the, steering wheel. And you guys have realized that now the direction that the ship was facing was almost giving its own wind. So it's kind of, you're now sailing with the wind of that ship that's coming from the ship. So you're ahead of it, but it's following because it's somehow providing the wind that's moving you away. It trails you guys for probably a couple of hours, never closing the distance, but it doesn't fail behind at all. Staying the exact same distance away for the majority of the time. And you start to feel like the cold atmosphere intensify, and even the lanterns on the ship start to dim ever so slightly, more and more over time. And
Kyle, did I ever
now,
tell you that I'm afraid of the dark?
Now you guys realize that with the sides of the ship were all littered with the lanterns. Now that the lanterns have stopped dimming, on the opposite side of the ship from the Leviathan mark, you see somewhat of a green glow kind of pulsing a little bit on the side of the ship.
Does it match the green glow that Zemet was glowing when he got shot out of the water?
Roughly, it really matches the glow of the eyes of the Gaunt Captain.
Can I feel that energy? If it's the same, somewhat similar to that staff, somewhat.
Give me an Arcana check.
Come on, we're due for a good roll. Come on.
Yeah,
Please.
yeah.
I'd like to give you guys some information.
Oh wait, I grabbed the wrong thing.
He's like,
about
oh, I
to roll
got
like a
three.
D12
I
or
was like, wait a
something.
minute.
Rolls a
Come
d12.
on, baby.
Come on, baby.
13 with a +4, 17.
Ooh,
Okay,
that's
okay.
something.
In your many travels of this area, although you've been mostly in the Drakish portions, you know of a majority of the gods of this town, of this continent, and the influence that Nerlock has on Solarnis and on this bay of Selkarn. This is a warning sigil from Nerlock. And
gosh.
it's used pretty much to mark the ship under observation of whatever ship has been trailing for the past little while.
That music just made that 10 times scarier.
I'd like to go to
Oh.
the back of the ship, like behind the captain, and
Okay.
look out towards the following ship.
Okay. I guess give me a perception check. Or,
So
well,
did
I'm
you
gonna,
say
I'm gonna
something?
say, what are you doing? What are you trying to do?
I'm
here?
trying to see if I can make out any kind of movement, any differences from what we saw when they seemingly just started to follow us. You know, any shifting that could be any signs of attack or, those kind of changes. Any subtle suspicious movements.
Okay. Give me a perception check then.
Okay.
Dog.
That's a 7. Altogether.
It's kind of hard. So
Throw these
because
dice away, I swear.
the figure is up at the front, and so obviously with being up at the front, there's not a lot of ships go down. So he's at an elevated position. You see nothing behind you. As far as you know, the figure that's sitting in the front of the ship has not moved, other than to raise its hand in that one moment.
Okay.
And you are probably realizing from the green glow of the side of the ship that when he motioned and you guys saw that flicker, it was almost like a mirror sigil, like a mirror branding that occurred.
Okay.
You saw it happen on their ship, but in turn it happened on yours.
I think Spooner, you were gonna say something earlier?
Yeah, I was gonna say I did share what I've noticed. I was able to see and feel
About
from
the Nerlock thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the marking.
Okay.
Right now they're looking at us. They're investigating.
After probably about 3 hours of staying at this pace and this kind of weird, like, parallel tension, as quickly as it appeared, the ship dissipates into the mist. And you guys feel kind of a chill come across the ship. The heat of the sea actually starts to dissipate some of the mist, and the rest of the crew starts realizing that the ships have started to gain their own value of wind, essentially. And you guys are moving right back to the pace you guys were prior to this whole situation.
Did the torches flare back up again?
They've come back a little bit more. It's kind of strange because you do see that it's flickers of orange and red as normal fire is, but there is like some hints of greens in there that weren't there before.
That's interesting.
Thal, would you have been like messing with the flame between your fingers and stuff?
Yeah.
That's got green in it too.
Oh.
That's spooky. He's all around us.
I'm gonna walk over.
I would eventually notice and just shaking it away. I'd be like, oh gosh.
Oh my gosh, I'm infected.
You all right there, Thale? What's the problem?
There's too much of his energy around here. He flows
His energy.
throughout all of us.
Are you talking about Z-Met?
What? Who called my name?
No, but he could have brought some of it.
All right, well, I'm gonna go over to the captain real quick and
Okay.
kind of ask her. It's like, hey, what do you know about that ship?
Well, we've heard stories of the Night Stalker and the Gone Captain.
Yeah.
People haven't seen him in a while, so it is kind of strange to start seeing it. And I will be 100% honest. The stories I've heard of people being in parallel with that ship, usually I only hear from one crew member that got back on shore on a rowboat.
Yeah, that's usually their go-to.
So
I agree. I think this is weird. He shouldn't be popping back up anytime soon. I'd recommend once we dock, you maybe stay off the seas for a little bit.
oh, I'm planning on it. Yep.
Nice vacation.
Nice vacation. All right. Well, if the gaunt captain comes back, well, just give a little holler. Or you're gonna need some help.
Yep. We're gonna treat that like the other thing that we just sailed through the night. Simple as that.
Understandable, but this ride has been quite eventful, to say the least.
Yep. Last one was just 3 days there and back. Don't know why this one's different. Kind of ridiculous.
I kind of like clink the two parts of the staff together. It was like, yeah, I don't know either. That's so strange.
So when you do it that time, they make like an X formation that kind of like glides up into the air, swings around a little bit, and then now is attached onto your back in like katana style.
I have an X on my back. Is it like on my clothes or on my skin?
X
It's
marked
on
the
your
spot.
clothes.
Okay.
And what's also cool is like right when it tapped, you saw like there was kind of like a line of like leather that kind of appeared and kind of just like wrapped, linked, and now that little symbol that was from Solarnus is now sitting on your chest.
It's like an embroidered like
Yep,
attachment
it's
or
right
something.
embroidered right inside of the leather.
Is this leather? What is it? Just like a strap? Is it like
Yeah,
some
it's
kind of
essentially
armor?
like if you were to put on like a scabbard, this would be the strap that held it to your chest.
So it
wouldn't,
could hold the
like,
staff.
Oh no, the staffs are in there. Like you literally have staffs.
okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought
That's
I
are
was-
the X, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's my apologies. I
Yeah.
I misunderstood.
Yeah.
That's still
No.
cool as frick.
Yeah, when you tapped the staff together, because you didn't attach it at the bottom, it tapped like this, and like that just put it together as an X, flung up into the air, spun around like a helicopter, and then just slid right onto your back, formed the thing, clicked. So that's there.
I'm gonna look at Allura and be like, well,
Yeah,
I've
Allura is
never-
like, Allura is like, you're not coming on the ship for a while.
I can't
She's
blame
like,
you.
You give off bad energy, and I don't want it. So just go below deck, and I'm gonna steer through the night.
I apologize. I didn't know I had that in me, but I'll let you be.
Okay.
I go back on below deck.
Rest of the night goes pretty uneventful. night turns today, and you guys are on to the last little bout at sea before you guys hit into port.
A point of order: Millie did reweave the seaweed mask before going back to sleep.
Solid.
You know what? I'm curious. Where is
skincare
that
is very
dinner that you were
important.
talking about?
I think we ate sometime between fish attack and touching
Oh,
glowing
I ain't
staff.
good then.
Okay. I must have missed it. I must have been knocked out. My bad.
Okay, so let's see here. What else do I want to do here?
It was fish. It was a fish buffet.
Yes, that's what it was.
In honor of the Leviathan.
Mhm. All right, so night kind of just melds into the day. You start to see that the sun rays cast in between the little cracks and shifts between the wood on the side of the ship. Kind of starts to smack you guys in different portions of your faces until you now see that you are on to the next day. Let's have Millie. Millie, roll a d6.
Okay. A 5.
All right.
All right. Let me see if I can find some.
Roll a 5 to stay
Aw.
alive.
All right.
I like it though.
I'll take that.
I like
I'll
this.
take that music. I'll take that music.
Also, Spooner, did you just get like closer? Did your camera?
Oh,
just
am
get
I too
closer?
close here? I'll back
No,
out.
no,
I'm
it's
sorry.
fine. I was just like, it just happened out of
Here,
nowhere.
You want me to back out? I'll back out.
You can go back. It's all right.
I think we
Smooth.
should all get closer.
How close you want me? You want me this close? How you doing?
How you doing?
Oh gosh. Okay. So Zemet, I need you to give me your roll for the day.
D4.
Nope.
What am I rolling?
Savings throw.
What?
It's a savings throw.
Those-
It's a savings throw on your with your staff.
What?
Look at your
Oh.
savings throw.
Oh yeah.
He has to make a
Yeah,
saving
saving
throw
throw with
every
your
day.
staff?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just,
Is the staff
Give me that
trying to
real quick.
kill him?
It's just a D20, right?
Yep.
Saving throws are-
You're making mistakes now with this staff here.
This is a
told you.
prologue. What are you doing?
It's a 9. What is your modifier for saving throws with that?
What is this? It's a wisdom saving throw. So it's a +1, so it's a 10.
That's really tough.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Although the music
no.
is really jovial, you do start to hear a couple of whispers in your head.
It was
nothing
cursed.
super-
Oh my god.
Super discernible or anything, but just kind of a couple of things that kind of sit there, and kind of throughout the day, it's almost like when you get a twitch in your eye. Like you get this little twitch every once in a while, in certain situations. So yeah. As you guys are kind of up above deck, looking around and just watching as the waves kind of crash against the sides over time, the Blue Serpent gliding through calm waters under a bright late morning sun. The sky's vast expanse of blue with only a few wisps of clouds stretching across the horizon, and the gentle rocking of the ship and the rhythmic sound of the waves against the hull create. I need something less like
Intense.
It's
Sounds
I'm like
like a party.
maybe
Millie's
let's
over
see,
here just
Sir-
like-
Sir Flanagan's Voyage. Nope.
Millie's making some morning oatmeal for everybody.
Pass. Had a bad experience with oatmeal. I'm gonna throw away like all of these die. Honestly,
I'll work
this is
with
why
that.
you don't get die from Amazon.
Wow.
They do you wrong.
Yeah, they do.
You can't blame Amazon.
I'm blaming Amazon. Someone's getting blamed. I just rolled the D20 just for a test. I got a 2.
Let me see.
Hopefully you're getting it out of the way.
I
a
mean,
little bit.
you are cursed.
I got a 16.
And I got a 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll for Spoon.
This is gonna be rough.
Not you, Spoon, for my magical spoon.
The spoon's
You have a
magical?
spoon?
What does the spoon do?
I can't tell you.
I
Maybe you'll
am
have
so
to actually
curious.
The role play. Didn't you saw Millie smacking fish out of the midair with
You
her
know,
giant
you're
wooden
right.
spoon.
You were
You have
smacking
seen the
some fish out
spoon.
there, and it didn't break. So
I mean, he was more in awe of me just eating.
I was. I'm not gonna lie. Homie was like
Full maw.
it was a sight to see. Got him on his horns too. Whatever.
You're like, why
I
aren't you
wish it would
helping
rain
me?
fish every day. Ah!
Okay, all right. Back
on
this.
track.
So yeah, suddenly you see Larry up in the crow's nest yell out, "Dolphins, port side!" And as you guys all start rushing over to the railing and pointing out and shouting, on the port side, you see a pod of sleek silver blue dolphins burst from the water, leaping gracefully in the ship's wake, and their smooth little bodies shimmering in the sunlight, and their high-pitched chirps and whistles create an almost musical background.
Nice.
The dolphins put on a stunning display, honestly, leaping and spinning in synchronized arcs. The largest of the group, a particularly graceful dolphin with glowing blue markings along its side, breaches higher than the rest, catching the light in a dazzling display.
I've never wanted a pet dolphin so badly.
You ever want
Does
to pet
anybody
dolphin?
here have proficiency with nature? Got a little dot next to nature. by any
Nope.
chance? Nope.
I ain't
Nope.
one for that.
No.
All right, Millie, give me a nature check.
Okay. 8.
Never mind. These are really cool dolphins. They're really.
You were
cool.
about to get a pet dolphin. There it goes.
They're really cool dolphins.
Oh.
There is one dolphin that kind of breaks away from the pod and swims a little closer to the ship, keeping pace alongside the hull. And its curious gaze seems to kind of meet your eye a little bit there, Millie, and occasionally chirps as if it's trying to communicate. Give me an animal handling check.
All right.
She's just gonna be like, "Oh, you're pretty." Oh.
Then it's a monster.
Oh, wait. Animal handling.
Neat, sir.
Yep.
20, not natural.
Oh,
19 plus 1.
So you
Well,
kinda
aren't you
see-
cuter than a button? Come here, you. I gotta pet your little nose.
So it kind of comes over and it jumps up a couple of times, and you're able to just kind of like brush against the side of it. And it kind of starts looking at you. You could probably. It seems like if you threw a fish its way, that might help the situation a little bit here.
Yeah. I think she's got some chopped up fish leftovers from yesterday's dinner, and so she's just gonna try to toss it, and she's kind of doing the the cheese ball, like trying to get it to catch it in its mouth kind of thing.
So the dolphin does hop up and it does catch it in its mouth, and then it kind of flips onto its back, starts kind of clapping a little bit, and then as it jumps back around, it sprays you with a little bit of water, just a little spurt.
Oh, you're just so precious. I'm gonna call you cornflower. Here, have another piece of fish. I'm gonna toss another one.
I'm just looking at this like, what in the hell? I've never seen this before.
So, Val, because you saw there was that weird fish that was glowing when the flying fish started assaulting everyone, the lead dolphin, it's got the glowing blue marks on it. It kind of pulses faintly, creating like a pattern that looks pretty deliberate, and it circles a little closer to the ship, kind of nudging this piece of driftwood towards the surface. And the wood kind of appears to have some symbols etched into it.
I want to try to reach down for that piece of wood.
Give me a athletics check, just because
Couldn't he just use the ropes
ship
on the
is-
side?
Well, this is on the not the side that would be like
16.
how you hop on.
Okay.
16. Okay, you're kind of able to because of the size of your claws, you're able to kind of like intertwine it between the portions of the wood as you're coming down, and you do manage to get a hold of it. And as you do, the glowing dolphin kind of like shifts a little bit farther away, as that was kind of its objective in it. This is it's definitely a type of wood that comes from ships. It's very similar to the wood that has been your ship's been built out of. The portion of it though is similar to the mark you guys got last night. However, this one, give me an Arcana check. Give me another Arcana check.
It's similar to the one the ship gave
On the
us.
side of our
Yes.
ship. Yeah.
I was making
Not
sure.
from the Leviathan, from the Night Stalker.
Haunted. Yeah.
Gotcha. Haunted boy.
Wait. Where's Arcana? Oh, wow. Yeah, 21. Because it was already a
Ooh.
17.
That's
I had a
9
plus
plus
4.
I'm gonna let you guys roll from now on. Don't give it to me.
So this is clearly not the mark that was put onto yours. It is of the same family, so it does come from Nerlock. However, this is not a mark of warning. This is a mark of death.
Oh, God.
Oh my.
So that's what you got now. You
From
have
the
a
beautiful
driftwood
magical dolphin. Are
piece. You have a
kidding?
driftwood
I told
piece.
you that dolphin's gonna
No.
bring our doom.
Dolphin gave me a warning sign.
No. The dolphin
Like
said,
the black
"Here, this
spot.
means you're going to die." Like,
Yeah, he's like, here, you're gonna die eventually. Just letting you
Maybe
know.
I blame Millie.
Well, I get up and bring up the piece of wood with me, and I find the others and let them know.
All right.
Pretty sure
Oh.
Millie only half hears what you're saying because she's still tossing fish chunks at this dolphin.
Can I
Come on
She's
now,
like,
do a flip, do a flip. Here you go.
can I examine this to see if it reminds me of anything from my past, or if there's any other information that wouldn't, be Arcana related, if you will?
Oh, so you want Arcana or do you want history?
I want history. Give me history, because
Okay.
I don't
History
wanna be
check for you, bud.
All right.
This is it. This is the role we've been waiting for
Come
all
on.
night long.
Come on.
It's a 13.
Hey,
that's not bad.
Unlucky
That's pretty
13.
good.
It's something.
Yeah.
This is a type of wood that ships are made out of. It's about
I
it.
meant
I
in
mean,
regards to the symbol, not necessarily.
Oh, you know what? So you're like
Yeah.
picking it up and checking it out?
Yeah.
Roll a d4.
Oh,
my
no. Oh.
God. 4.
Take 4 points of psychic damage.
Oh no!
Oh.
What?
Yeah. There is a very, very sharp pain in the back of your head.
I get a good roll
Um,
for once, and it's for my own damage.
And you hear in that same similar voice, things that are damned lead to the corruption of the soul.
So this kind of damage, is this more like a migraine kind of headache damage, like how I'm feeling?
It is a pain that it's a pain that rocks you. Like you can't really pinpoint this. This is something you have never felt before. Like
Okay.
you've been in fights, you've been in battles, you've been on sea, you've felt shrapnel from ships cross against your face, you've felt the heat of fires that are from burning ship sails, you felt slashes, stabs, gouges, even bullets from flintlocks. This is something otherworldly that is hurting you in some way you cannot pinpoint.
Oh, I
you re-
immediately dropped the wood when that
Can
happened.
you repeat what it said? Things that are damned. What? Something in the soul?
Things that are damned can lead to corruption of the soul. Now, I will say, put in parentheses, that's definitely only Zemet knows that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please.
Pretty much.
That wasn't for everybody, but you know.
Yes.
I'm gonna.
It's only him hearing this, and it's just like telekinesis, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
It's-
just like, what the hell? I'm just be like, all right, don't whatever that is. It's not. I'm gonna go, and I just go.
Like, you okay there, buddy?
No, no, I'm not. Not at all. The ship ride sucks, and I'm gonna go down below deck, and
I'm having a great time.
I'm not gonna go to
Get
sleep,
cornflower.
but I'm gonna try to meditate.
Okay.
Magic spoon.
So, what are you guys just gonna chill up on top of the thing?
I'm still hanging out with cornflower as long as she's here.
Cornflower.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, you guys missed it. She named it cornflower.
Of course she names
No,
a
I've
dolphin.
seen that.
What are you
I've
talking
seen
about?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So as the pod continues, so the dolphins continue the display. Pod begins to kind of weave between the ship's wake and create small waves that kind of rock the blue serpent just slightly. And a playful dolphin leaps particularly high and splashes down close to the deck, drenching Larry, Jerry, and Gary all in one foul swoop.
Wow.
Millie applauds.
And as the ship moves, the dolphins continue, and then suddenly the glowing blue dolphin kind of lets out a little bit of a chirp, and then the rest of them dive below and disperse off into the distance.
All right.
Don't be a stranger now, you hear? Come back and visit. Okay, bye.
I swear, if that dolphin comes back later in the campaign to save us, I'm gonna freaking flip out. I swear.
Cornflowers.
I should have been a druid.
Good old cornflower.
Yeah, turning into a dolphin would be wild.
Literally.
Yeah. Let's see here. So, Zeus, Zemet was gonna go and meditate a little bit.
Yeah, I'm meditating. Why? I don't like that. I'm meditating though, but I don't like that smile.
Hmm.
Oh, nasty. Put your dentures back in. Anyways.
I'll say, so as you were kind of meditating, I'll say you were kind of sitting like just on the bottom of the ship, just kind of in the back corner, as quiet as you could, trying to zero in as much as you can, and you feel the same type of like swirling movement as when your encounter was with the Guardian. But it's within the air. It doesn't feel like it was when you were in the water. And you kind of feel yourself like you don't feel as much mental stress as you did last. So roll another d4.
All right. It's another 4.
So you heal for 4 points.
Oh. Okay.
And
Okay.
after you kind of start to feel a little bit better, you kind of open your eyes and kind of like catching what was going on exactly. You look down. There was some water that had gotten into the bottom of the hole a little bit, and you were kind of sitting in it.
Interesting.
Yep.
Or he peed himself.
You
It's also possible.
That could be.
I'm gonna grab both ends of the staff,
Mhm.
put it together,
Mhm.
and try to focus on it to see if I can maybe hear the voice again. Since I'm feeling better, I'm like, you know what? Let's see how this goes.
Just realized you should have had disadvantage on intelligence checks. But
Oh, I haven't done any yet, so.
Well, but that's intelligence checks. It's anything that uses intelligence. So that's perception. That's things like that. That's history.
So you know how
It doesn't
those dice
matter.
rolls were bad? They would have been even
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
you know what? I'm glad you didn't remember.
So you put it kind of together. You're trying to focus on it. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, basically, I guess maybe in a sense, like also meditate, but like trying to hone in on the staff to see if I can hear that voice again, or if there's some kind of communication. Because ever since I've gotten the staff, these kind of weird things have been happening. So I feel like it might be a link.
After you concentrated on it a little bit, you can feel the same circular movement kind of around you.
Okay.
It feels coiling though, and you don't hear a voice. You just feel like a guttural resonance in your head. That's about it.
All right.
Yep.
Then I'm gonna stop doing that. Take that homie apart, put it back on my back, and I guess I'll head up top to see if anything's happened to the group.
Okay. And as you
Do
come
we
up
know
onto the top,
how much more sailing we have?
this is your last day, so like
Okay.
it's within a little while that you guys are going to start to see. I mean, you guys have now probably after the dolphins left, you started to see the visage of land come into focus. Not enough to distinct buildings or anything like that structure wise, but you started to notice that there was no longer water as the horizon, and it is now becoming land on the horizon. And after kind of being on top of the city top of the city, on top of the
Top
deck
of the
for a little
world.
while, you start to see a sure. The ship starts approaching what you guys know as the clear docks. And your first impression is the controlled chaos against a backdrop of elegance. Stretching along the eastern side of Malmoli, the clear docks are a hub of commerce and culture. Their name derives from the crystal clear waters of the Bay of Selkarn that lap against their wooden piers, and the docks are built from dark, treated timber, reinforced with iron brackets, giving them an air of durability and practicality. Above the docks, rows of vibrant banners fluttering in the sea breeze, their colors representing various guilds, merchant houses, and noble families. Ships of all shapes and sizes are moored here. Sleek fishing vessels, opulent pleasure yachts, and towering merchant galleons laden with goods from across the continent and beyond. And the smell of salt water mingles with the aromas of exotic spices, roasted fish, and freshly baked bread wafting from the nearby stalls. The pier stretches out like fingers into the bay, each one bustling with activity. Sailors shout orders, and dockhands haul crates and barrels, and merchants haggle loudly over the waves. The main pier is the largest and most central pier and is reserved for esteemed vessels, including royal ships and those belonging to powerful guilds. It is marked by a towering archway adorned with carvings of waves and sea creatures. The secondary piers are smaller piers that radiate outward, and that's mostly where the fishermen and the local traders unload their cargo and their caches. You see along the shoreline rows of sturdy warehouses lining the docks, their walls painted in mute tones to match the city's coastal aesthetic. Many bear the emblems of trade guilds, and their doors guarded by stern-faced mercenaries. Introspected among those are small guild halls where deals are struck and disputes are settled. Vibrant markets occupies a section of the dock with temporary stalls set up beneath colorful awnings. Vendors hawk fresh seafood, foreign silks, and shimmering jewels, and strange artifacts said to be dredged from the depths of the Bay of Selkarn. And the main attraction of the clear docks is the lighthouse. Rising at the end of the main pier is a tall, elegant lighthouse, painted in white and gold. Its beacon, a magical flame, burns steadily, even in the fiercest storms, guiding ships safely into the harbor. Docks are alive with color and motion. As you guys start to move in, the gleaming waters reflect the sunlight, creating dazzling patterns that dance across the ships and buildings. Seagulls swoop and cry overhead, while banners snap in the wind from the water, and grand silhouettes of Malmoli looms in the distance, with the towering citadel walls barely visible, but still seeing from here. Cacophony of voices fills the air, and the guttural shouts of dockhands. Stop switching stuff. Okay. Cacophony of voices fills the air, from the guttural shouts and dockhands to the melodic cries of street vendors and the rhythmic creaks of ropes and the clatter of hoisted cargo mingle with the constant lap of waves and sails against the air and piers. The salty tang of the sea dominate, but it is intertwined with the rich, smoky aroma of grilled fish and the sharp sense of citrus fruits and the earthly undertones of wet wood and rope. It's a melting pot of cultures and personalities. People from far off, of all types of different sizes, shapes, and very distinct races. Merchants argue fiercely over prices of rare goods, and travelers disembark, their eyes wide with wonder at the sight and sounds of Malmally. And you guys are clinking right into the dock, and as you guys do, you start to see that the twins and other dock hands are throwing out ropes tied in intricate knots and clatching on to different pieces of iron that are along the sides, all kind of working together for the first time in what feels like many, many days, but it was really only like 3 or 4, pulling each other in, tying themselves back with a couple of 8s, and the ship has now finally subsided into its position to where it is safe to disembark from the vessel. As you guys kind of look out, there's you know that Zemet probably, there's a couple of nearby things that are kind of fun that you've known of. Selkarn's Hearth, which is it's the tavern that's on the main pier. There's also oh good lord, that was way more in that blurb, sorry. You know, the Aquamarine Exchange, which is pretty much like a bazaar of a kind, and then the Fisherman's Shrine, which the Fisherman's Shrine is just it's like a big statue that fishermen would put things out to be so that they would kind of give themselves more safe passage on the trip or the voyage ahead or the voyage that they've just gotten from. So what would you guys like to do? You start to see that the crew is gathering your belongings and moving them up onto the top deck and kind of putting them more over towards the plank so that you guys are able to walk off whenever need be. Alira has left the wheel of the ship and is now into her quarters gathering her things as well. The twins are bickering about who lost a pair of underwear, and so somebody's got to go commando. And besides that, it seems like everyone is kind of just winding down from what was going to be a nice journey that turned not perilous, but exciting and a little bit anxiety-inducing.
Exciting's a word.
Yep.
I'll look over to the other 2 million. I'll be like, hey, I don't know if you guys have been here often, but there's a tavern I like to go to down here. It's pretty good. I got some good booze there. If you guys want to, I don't know. I mean, we went on this crazy journey together. I figured, we might as well get a drink together, celebrate our safe arrival and non-deaths. If you want, of course, you can join me.
Well, Zemet, I didn't expect you to ask me to go for drinks, but since you're offering...
Millie, it's not like that.
Oh, well, I was just... Yeah, that'd be nice if we all, all 3 of us together.
Yeah, as pals, people that have survived a pretty crazy ordeal, if we're being honest. Multiple crazy ordeals.
Oh, you owe me some, Matt. As I give a little friendly punch to his arm. I try to be gentle. It might not have been gentle. I'm just warning.
That hurt. But thank you.
It was a little. There was a little bit of heat behind that, like just a little bit, like ooh, that was a little
put that out real quick.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and head over to the tavern then.
Okay. And just before, just as you guys are kind of finishing up your conversation, Alira does come over, and she has her kind of pack over the side of her shoulder, and she's just like, "Are you guys off to the hearth?"
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to follow you guys with their... I need a drink. Or 6. Somewhere's around there. We'll see. And so she kind of follows along with you guys at the same time.
Are we all squared up with Alira? Like, we paid her up front, I assum?
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Alira's all set. Situated.
Also,
I would hope so.
We're in his beds.
Can Millie have, like, her bag have, like, 2 little wheels? Like, it's like a luggage that you have a little handle and 2 wheels that she can
Oh my gosh.
cart along
Sure.
through the streets?
That is hilarious.
I'm gonna say, so what it is though is like, so because where you come from, like, not to be like the South is dumb, but like the South isn't very innovative, I'll say. So
Sure.
it's essentially like you took like a very small cart of some kind,
Yeah.
and then you stitched and
Yes.
embroidered a very nice design that wraps along it, so that
Yes.
you push everything through the top.
Yeah.
And then you just put little like latches on the top.
I was thinking it might
portions
just
of
have
the
a
sticks.
drawstring, honestly, a drawstring at
Okay.
the top, and
Okay.
it's just a little like embroidered canvas attached to a wooden cart.
Okay.
DIY,
Then, yeah.
you know, it looks
So
good.
that's what you got. And I mean, this thing is like compare because you're also very small. So this thing in comparison to like Thal is like maybe the size of his like thigh. Like it's not got a lot of volume to it.
Sure.
So-
You just see embroidered on it a yellow M on the on the canvas.
Just in case you lose it.
That's right.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So you guys just kind of walk down the pier. As you guys do so, you're dodging and kind of having to move back and forth between a couple of crates that are being set aside. As you're walking, there's some guys bickering back and forth about did they move something to the wrong place. There's one box missing of some kind. Nobody knows where it's at. There's a captain who's kind of giving like, it seems like almost a tour guide of her ship, and then the actual captain of the ship comes over and is like, that's not hers, this is mine. And she's like, I had it before. And he's like, no, you definitely didn't. I've had it for 15 years. And just kind of gets onto the ship. And there's a couple of other characters, as you kind of see, that are just kind of doing some NPC type of things. Nothing too crazy. As you guys are looking down between the ships, there are some fish that are kind of like coming up ready to grab some food, because more than likely these guys are smoking or eating jerky or things along those lines that they can do fast. Some of it falls and the fish get free dibs. So it's quite literally controlled chaos along the entire portion of this. And the dock is not tiny or thin by any means. This is about a 15-foot wide dock that leads all the way down the middle. So you guys are
We're
kind of
in
like
the
right in the
capital, right?
middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nomily is
So
the
I got
capital.
some room.
Yeah, you have plenty of room. You probably bump into a couple of people that just aren't paying attention, but it's not an instance of like they're actually intentionally bumping you. But yeah, and so you guys make your way as you kind of get clear of all of the ship masts and past the lighthouse. You see tucked behind the lighthouse is a 2-story tavern that's just on the edge of the docks. The walls are built from weathered pale wood and softened by years of exposure to the salty air, and it's got sturdy beams reinforced by iron brackets to withstand the coastal winds. Roof is slanted and shingled with dark slate, and colorful banners of various guilds and merchant houses hang from the rafters, aiding a touch of vibrancy to the building's rugged charm. There's a wide balcony on the second floor that wraps around the front of the tavern, offering stunning views of the bay and the bustling docks below. Lanterns crafted from bronze and frosted glass hang at regular intervals, casting a warm, inviting glow that reflects off of the waves. And the entrance is marked by a carved wooden sign swinging gently in iron chains. The sign depicts a roaring hearth surrounded by waves with the words Selkarn's Hearth painted in bold sea green lettering. And so as you guys kind of enter into this, it's packed full and you guys can see all of the tables are filled with plates and bowls of different types of stews and food. And you guys are hit immediately with the smell of freshly cooked seafood, spiced ale, and wood from one of the fireplaces that's burning alongside. There's a massive stone hearth that occupies one side of the room, and its roaring fire serves as the hearth of the tavern. And above the hearth hangs a very intricately designed, carved depiction of a leviathan, framed by curling waves and adorned with offerings of seashells and small coins. The room is filled with sturdy wooden tables, mismatched chairs, many of which bear the marks of years of lively use, and long benches line the walls, offering additional seating for groups of sailors and merchants. And the bar, nice polished driftwood, etched with the names of countless patrons and their ships. And what's also cool is that just below that is it's like a layer of a very translucent kind of textured portion, and underneath that is a bunch of different seashells, but it's all the same. So they're all at the same level, but they're all intricately kind of just dropped below that. It's a very cool design that you guys haven't seen before. So yeah, where do you guys want to cop a squat at for a little bit?
I'm just gonna find the nearest available table for 4.
Okay.
You mean to go scare some folk?
No, I got this. Excuse me. I'm just kidding.
He wants to growl at people.
Yeah. There's a couple of like farther back tables that are not completely taken. There's like 1 or 2 people there. You'd imagine they'd probably get up and move if they knew that people were coming in.
I'd make my way over there.
Okay. So yeah, as you guys kind of sit down and kind of get yourself situated, it looks like there's 2 barkeeps. One's kind of a weathered old man with long salt and pepper beard and a pretty beaten face that tells of a lifetime of stories. Sharp and bright eyes, and he wears loose-fitting shirt with rolled-up sleeves, exposing a couple of really cool nautical type of tattoos. And then there's another one. It's she looks a little younger. It's a striking half-elf with short wavy hair, the color of short wavy hair, the color of dark oak, sharp green eyes, and a demeanor that's kind of composed, similar to the other individual. She wears kind of a simple, practical tunic and keeps a what you guys can see is a silver dagger tucked into her belt, pretty boastfully. So yeah, you guys are kind of sitting over in the back corner. So the younger woman kind of comes over and she's like, "All right, so what do you guys want? What are you guys looking for? What are you guys feeling that you want to shove down your gullet today?"
I'll get me just a big ol' ale and some 2 roasted fishes if you got them.
Perfect. What kind of fishes you want?
It surprised me.
All right, that's fine. And for the rest of you 3?
Well, aren't you just a sweetie? I don't know if you happen to know Morna, but she actually sent us your way.
Oh, I don't think I know of a Morna. Where did you guys come from?
Yeah, about that. We came from across the sea, if you will.
Oh yeah, I've not. Nope. Me and my dad we stayed here for all of our lives. We run this and we stay here. We don't
Point
venture
over
out.
to the guy and be like, "That's your dad right there."
Yeah, that's my dad.
Oh, nice.
Well, thank you, sweetie. My name's Millie. What might your name be?
Name's Leona Caro.
Your name's Leona, and you don't know her more? That's just unfortunate.
No.
But I'll have one of the same as what he's having, but just a glass of water, if you don't mind.
All right. So since we got 2 of yous here, we have something pretty similar to this. It's quite a big serving of grilled fish, spiced crab, and buttered shrimp. and then we also have it with roasted root vegetables and a slice of dark bread. Do you guys just want to share that, or do you want one of each?
I look over to Thal and be like, can we just get like that plus another giant fish?
Ooh, I could go
Sure.
for fish.
Sure. Yeah, I can do that.
I
So
pat Thal
so-
on the shoulder.
so do we
You're
want
gonna eat
just
it.
just one of the Leviathan's platters? That's it.
Yeah, plus an additional ginormous fish.
Okay, so
You also
one
have
platter.
mead.
Yeah, we've got we've got the Wavebreaker Ale, which is named after me. It's a darker ale that we brew locally. It's got kind of a smoky aftertaste with an energizing kick. Or we do also have the Selkirn's Nectar, which is kind of a sweet golden-hued mead infused with seaweed and honey. So it's a little briny, but it's got a little bit of sweet to it as well.
Can I get that?
Let me go for that
special?
first offering.
Yeah, that sounded really good.
All right, 2 Wavebreaker ales, and anything for you, Miss?
Just a water for me, and then I guess we'll be splitting the cost of the other foods.
All right, we can do that. And anything for you over there is Alira, right? She's, yeah. I'm just gonna go with, just give me the stew, and I'll do 2 nectars. She writes it down. All right, that works. I'll be back with that in a little while. And so she walks off after that, and you see her kind of go over across, kind of talk to the other individual that was there. You guys know her as her dad, and she kind of just goes off into the back, probably to prepare you guys' food.
Nice.
And so Alira kind of looks at all of you and is like, all right, so he's been here. Who's been here before and who's not?
I've dipped my toe in this area once or twice.
Okay. And you too?
I've passed by a few times.
Okay.
I've never been this far north before. It's quite a town you have here. It smells like adventure.
That's
Yeah,
not-
I wouldn't breathe in too much in here. You're gonna get a whole lot of whiffs in here.
Especially in here. You don't want to do that.
Yeah. So
But who's
you
to
guys,
say that adventure is a good smile? Maybe it's a little briny.
It's not.
But what does
It'll-
adventure smell like to you then, Zimet?
Smells like the fresh ocean sea on a nice, cool summer morning.
Alira looks over at you and is like, "Well, aren't you a poet?" Okay.
Oh, sorry.
What about you, Thal? What would be your ideal setting? I'd
A dark
imagine somewhere a
cave
little warmer.
Away from everyone,
Oh,
with a nice book.
Got a book.
One I can write spells and work on my power.
you're gonna burn something down, aren't you?
Possibly, other.
Yeah. The red gives me like heavy. I just want to watch the world burn, but from
Hey.
a safe distance of
Some people
happiness.
can't help how they're born.
You're gray, so I get that from you.
Okay,
I definitely
look.
understand that. Hey, once I'm off my ship, all holds are barred off, okay? I don't care at all. You guys
Yeah,
already
you
paid
started
me.
drinking.
You got here. I can talk how I want to now.
I'm just saying.
Well. Maybe she'll be a little more pleasant after we get some meat in her.
Yes,
doubt
I
it.
do. I want all of it. Yep.
Thal,
should have some
you
of that
mentioned
nectar.
a dark cave and a nice book. What would you be doing so far away from said cave and book?
Mm,
Question.
I'm on the run.
Oh,
Really, me too.
Oh, great.
I'm sorry. What?
More fugitives.
You guys want to
I
explain?
wouldn't say a fugitive, actually, but what you running away from? Are
Well,
we
it's
all
definitely not
running in our
no
own
fugitive
ways?
like.
You're-
That is true, Millie. But I've never committed a crime, only of my dark past. As I just start filling with the flame in my hand.
So you're running away from yourself.
Alira gets up. She moves her chair now between Sumet and Millie. Because she was next to Val. She is now like shifted you two, and she's like, I'm gonna just sit right here. For a
Millie's
little bit.
intrigued, so she's gonna shift her chair right into the spot that Alira just left.
So you guys just swap, basically.
We just swap.
I'm just sitting here like, what the heck is going on?
Okay.
A dark past. Well, you seem to be a fairly open-hearted person. What kind of dark past might be chasing you down? A dark past that you created or was created for you?
Good
It's
question.
the one when I was not in control.
That's cryptic.
Very. But understandable. You know, dark past, you don't label it for nothing.
Okay. Interesting.
Well, I hope you. Are you running just away from something, or are you running to something as well? What are you hunting after?
Well,
Detective Millie on the case.
ever since
why
I've
she
had
doesn't
that
drink.
uncontrollable power, I seek to gain control of a power similar to that.
For
Okay.
what purpose, though?
You're gonna burn down a lot of houses, aren't you?
Okay, well, hold on a second.
Well, can I watch?
What? Oh, Millie?
Sorry.
Oh, hold on. What is the purpose for this power? Why do you crave it so?
Don't you know?
No.
All the draconic folk, we seek to prove ourselves. It's in our blood.
But that doesn't bind you to who you are. It doesn't make or define you. You can be different. You're not
That's only
shackled
in
by
your
the
species you can
stereotypes.
see that, friend.
I wouldn't know.
That's draconic.
I
We
wouldn't
live
know.
by this.
Well, Val, just know that, at least with me, you're not bound by that. You can be a different person. You can be who you want to be. Because at the end of the day, these stereotypes, these things the world puts out before you that you have no say in, they don't define who you are.
Wow,
Alira
that was
looks
really
over-
deep.
Yeah,
Should write
Alira
that
looks
down.
over to Zemet and is like, "You should write motivational scrolls. It'd help you."
You know,
often."
it's funny you say that. It's
There's
not
actually a
the
growing
first time.
market for it.
There is, yeah. I can definitely if you let me know, I'll grab a couple of them and start shipping them out. So yeah.
Sometimes people sit down and then they invite another guest to have a motivational speech over some
Oh.
coffee or something, and they just talk back and forth, and then somebody else writes it down and then publishes it.
You know, this is how much you guys think of this would run for?
I don't know. When the next time that I go out, there's like a little island out in the bay. It's somehow got cursed, so it's always cold. And there's
Oh.
something called the Penguin House there, so I could probably go to the Penguin House and talk to them about, getting that like mass written and
The
distributed
publishers
out
out
from
there at the
Yeah.
Penguin House.
Yep.
You know what?
The
I'll,
publishers there.
I'll write up some demos for you before you leave, and just let me know next time we see each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Well, I'll find you for that. Sure.
Al, do you have any family back home? Back at the dark cave with the books?
That's probably who he's running away from.
I haven't seen them in years.
Well, that's
How
I've
many
fine.
only
years?
been
How long
away
do you
from
live?
people. How long do my kind live? Oh, I actually forgot what that was.
Picking up.
Hundreds of years or something.
So while Thal is like looking up, thinking, Alira's gonna look over to Zemet and be like, "Okay, so you've dipped your toe into Malmely a couple of times. Can you
Yeah.
tell me, is every voyage like you absolute hell?"
Alira, you need to take it easy on the poor boy.
I'm just saying, I have made
Man.
many of voyages. I am pretty much a taxi just for the water, going back and forth from here. At least, I would say 100 times every calendar. And somehow, this is more interaction with the sea than I've ever had all of this year.
Not that
Well,
you mentioned it, going back to putting all the blame on him. I don't mind.
Thank you, Billy. I appreciate.
What? Do you have some magical thing that attaches and flies around and slaps onto your back too?
Hey, look, I didn't ask for these events to happen to me. All right, I never dreamt of it. I wanted an easy day or easy few days of just enjoying the sea. Next thing I know, we're just coming across calamity-esque type of situations, and no, that's not the norm with me. I can't speak for everyone else.
Yeah. She points out and is like, my ship is branded on both sides by two things that I don't want it branded by. And Zeus.
Who's
I
that?
need...
Who's that? You just hear the
And,
heavens open up.
Who's that?
Zemet. When you look at the branding this time, that's on the side, that was the green one.
Yeah.
You kind of see that it like kind of morphs a little bit, and you read, "The eyes of the lost are upon you."
I'm gonna write that down. That seems important. So the eyes of the lost are upon you.
Yep. And then she just again, you guys are just back to kind of talking and stuff. That was just something that he kind of saw. You guys just see the normal branding. It's the same type of brand that's always been there.
To me it
symbol.
shifted, but to them it didn't.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Well, I'm gonna point this out and be like, speaking of branding, that just changed. You guys see that, right?
You're never allowed back on my ship. I'm just telling you that right now.
What are you
You're not
talking-
allowed to step
What do you mean?
foot on my ship again.
I didn't do anything.
That is a symbol. And if you're saying that's words, there's something in your head that's wrong. Just
Oh.
being honest.
Alira,
do you-
I have a business proposition. Have you ever considered your taxi service kind of having a little bit more of a thematic element? It could be like haunted ghost tours by Alira or something.
I don't think my blood pressure will allow that.
Well, I just think a lot of people might pick out your ship specifically if it's like see ghostly dark ships when you sail with me or something like that.
There's a
And the
couple
flying
of
fish was amazing. I loved it. Quite
there's a couple
decadent.
of people as you guys were talking about like the dead ship and all that kind of stuff. There were some people definitely looking over with kind of like confused looks and a little bit of looks of recognition. But yeah, other than that, there's not much.
You
And-
see what I mean? You're turning heads already, Alira. This is a
Millie,
great
I don't
plan.
think. Millie, let's maybe tone it down a bit. I don't think that's the kind of looks we're wanting here.
And that was the end of my crazy dream that I had. She says a little bit louder.
She says
than
louder.
everything else.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. So as you guys are kind of like just talking a little bit, kind of like shooting the stuff, you do see that now the other individual here, the kind of the brawny, beaten man, yeah, he's bringing over like a big, huge tray, and he comes over and he starts putting stuff down, and he's like, "All right, yeah, that's all of this stuff for you. Anything else for you, lads and lassies?"
My booze.
Oh yeah, it's there. And so he put everything down. So there's a big
yeah.
huge platter.
It's a,
Oh,
there's a
I
tray,
didn't
but
think he
everything
could carry
down.
all that. I thought he was gonna go back for a second trip or something.
No,
I thought he
this,
just
I mean,
brought the food.
he's sitting at like
Wow.
6'7", 6'8", and like
Oh, okay.
dude's built like he looks like he for fun like pushes boats out into the water. Like that's the kind of man
man.
this looks like.
Yeah, but like, is he hot or?
I mean, I'm trying
She's
to.
like,
think.
I need to know if this is my type or
Like,
not.
on a scale of 1 to Silver Fox, like what are we working with?
I would say
Oh my
he's like
gosh.
so. All right, would scars be attractive to Millie or not?
Yeah, I think in moderation, not if it
He's-
looks like, not if he's like missing half of an arm or something.
No. But it's like he's got like a scar that comes like straight down like across like this.
I'll
that,
say
like-
intriguing. It would be intriguing to
Okay.
her, sure.
I guess intriguing wise, he sits at like a 7.5,
Okay.
maybe an 8. If she started to think that the scars were a little attractive, I'd say he'd be boasting into 9, 9.5. territory.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's
Nine,
crazy.
Damn.
Without alcohol. That's
Well, I
crazy.
mean, when you guys met Leora, it was like the only reason that she has respect is because of her dad and because of the sword on her side. But a girl that looks as attractive as her in this area wouldn't last as long had she not had. Yeah,
He's the fatherly,
this guy.
protective type. Okay.
You gotta have them in every town.
And you can definitely tell there's some rusting on that knife that are splotched. So that knife has seen battle. So he might be protective, but it might be a father teaches daughter type of scenario as well.
Either die by the blade or by the what was that, tetanus? My
It's
goodness.
one or the other, they're going down.
She has a pouch that's just like tetanus shots, so that when she stabs someone, she just jabs
You're gonna
them.
enjoy this.
God.
It's a different version of poison blade.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna grab the secondary fish that I ordered on the side and just hand it to Thal. Be like, enjoy,
Okay.
because
Oh.
you have an appetite.
Say thank you. And I also I asked the father. He looks like a man that can drink as well. You got
I can
anything that
drink.
I can quench my thirst on?
Did you just order booze?
Oh,
I mean,
that's
he
just the opener, my friend.
He looks at you pretty straight and he's like, "Oh, all right, I'll get you something." And he walks away. Comes back and he has this is a green liquid that is sat in front of you.
How green
There
are
are
we
two
talking?
though. He grabs one and he kind of looks to you and is like, "If you really want to see if it can put some head on your chest, then we'll see how this one goes for you."
Does he,
grab
where
that
does he
glass
sit?
and
Hold on,
say,
I need to know where he sits.
Cheers.
Real quick.
Where who sits?
Where Pops is sitting at.
Oh, he's not
He's
sitting down. He's still standing. Like he is towering over you all. At
I
Yeah.
would like to move to the opposite end of the table. I do not like the scenario.
Millie's gonna
he's-
move over to Zeus's to Zemet's seat so she can be closer.
We're just like pick up our chairs and nope.
So right now it is Thalorin is right here next to Millie by now because that's how it's been shifted. Zeus is next to Thalorin and then Alira is across from Thalorin. That's pretty much where it sits now.
Sounds about
And
right.
yeah, and
Zemet.
yeah,
Zemet.
and the other bartender, he is pretty much right between Thalorin and Millie now.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I mean,
So
I'm sure
he
she's
kind of
on the view.
Way up there.
She's like, hello.
And he picks up and like so you start to see like the tattoos that he has. Zeus, you recognize a lot of these. The tattoos are when you first set sail as like a privateer, when you were working as like a ship hand, essentially. There were a lot of ships with very similar symbols on their flags, and he has those tattooed on his arms that are like in different positions. And between each one, they're kind of like set in little like circular crests, essentially. And between each one is like seaweeds or like portions of like rope and ship sails. There are a couple that you see that kind of come up, and I'm gonna say you do see a symbol that is pretty close to the one you know is attached to the Night Stalker as well. That's kind of, it's a little bit smaller and it's hidden more onto like the side of his wrist, but you just catch a glimpse when he slides one of the glasses over to Thal for Tal to take a drink of this green ichor
Interesting.
liquid.
Okay.
And so he grabs one and he's like, "So we'll really see what you got." And like takes one. I mean, he like takes it and is looking at you the moment that it hits his tongue, and there is not an ounce of shift to him whatsoever. And before he did it, you did see that he's been chewing on a piece of driftwood for like the entire time. Just a little tiny piece of driftwood.
Dang.
So he takes the sip, puts it in and is now just chomping away back on the driftwood.
This guy's a G.
So what do you got, lad? You want to try it?
Well, better now than never.
All right. So you take it.
I take the drink.
Do a
Just
Constitution
remind me
saving
of
throw.
episode 1.
Need a Constitution saving throw from you, good sir.
Come on, big number. Oh no.
Oh no!
It's a nat 1? It's a 3.
Oh my god!
No!
No way!
Oh no.
So the minute that this touches your tongue, you feel the retch occur. Luckily, you haven't eaten, so there's not anything solid with it. But whatever that green liquid was, is tapped your tongue and is now being sprayed across the table, covering Alira from head to
Not
mid
a
of her
lira!
shirt. And so,
no.
and Alira she sits there for a moment and is like, yeah, I'm gonna raise my prices, and just kind of gets up and starts walking away. You see her walk over and she starts talking to Leora, and Leora's like, yeah, and so she like ushers her into the back and like grabs a couple of rags and then like a set of like some type of cloths and brings them back. So they're now off, and the other bartender is just like, yeah, that's what I thought. You did try. I'll give you that. And so then he just like starts to kind of walk away a little bit.
I'm assuming they got on all of the food.
No, it was pretty directed. Like
I was projectile.
because he went like this to it, and so right at that moment when it touched here, it was like arced across. So
So he basically
missed.
like a fire breathing is just vomit
Yeah.
breathing.
Yeah, he like vaulted it over the food, and it just covered Alira.
Well, they always
Oh.
say that halflings are lucky, and it's a good thing I changed seats, or that would have been me.
I kind of look over the foul and be like, dude, what the heck?
And so, you actually see, like, so the barkeep, he kind of walks over, and now where Alira's spot was, Ton takes out a quick rag and wipes it down and sits down. And he's like, alright, so, where did, you two and, baby stomach over here, where's he come from?
I kind of like look over at baby stomach. That's new.
Well, hi,
what-
my name's Millie.
Alright,
I'm from
Millie.
Luthesia.
Oh, you're very far away from home.
I know, isn't it exciting? There's so much to see. Hey, could you tell me 2 questions, if you don't mind? What's your name, and where would I go to get some of that artwork? I was thinking about getting a tattoo.
Well, to answer one of your questions, first off, Captain Rylis. Caro, you met my daughter, so same last name. And, most people call me Saltbeard. Long story. And, as for the tattoos, these ones specifically you don't get just, willy-nilly. So, you kind of have to bring these. They're, I guess you'd say, like, it's my version of a trophy case, essentially.
I mean, I did just survive a whole voyage across the bay. That's got to account for something.
Oh, I mean, I bet he does, but who'd you take down with you?
What if I just got like a little dolphin, like right there?
A dolphin.
Yeah, you think that would be terrifying? Might make me look a little
Cornflower.
tougher.
Cornflower. What about cornflower?
That's
That's the name of the dolphin.
Oh, little lassie, I'm gonna say right now, I don't think Cornflower the dolphin as a tattoo is gonna be at all terrifying in the slightest. But it's a good though.
All right.
I'd say there's plenty of artists that are within the city limits that would be happy to do something for that. I guess.
All right. Well, I'll just have to ask around then. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, so Alira, where did you guys interact with Alira at
Work.
work? You're a man of many words.
She was our captain, sir.
Where did you guys sail from then?
I actually forgot.
Forget the bay.
Yeah. Well, it was the Bay of Selnar or Solarnus.
That's what it. I
the Bay
think
of
that's what it
Solarnus.
was.
We came from your Erlantier. We sailed
Erlantier.
across.
All right.
Yeah, we just
And,
landed here today. Don't mind them. They're denses.
I was hoping you
We
guys
bred.
didn't come from Solarnus, because Solarnus has been, in the water for a couple thousand years, but that's
Right.
beside the point.
Yeah.
So,
As I
what
look
kind
at
of-
his freaking staff on his
I
back.
kind of like sit up a little bit to cover the splitting staff on my back. Be like, yeah, right.
Yeah, before you even do that, he's like, "Oh, buddy, nobody is going to those are pretty hard to miss. We all see it. It's all right."
It was worth a shot,
Yeah. And so you probably took that from one of the staples, didn't you?
Anyways, yeah, Thal, where are you from? Where were you from
We're
again?
not tiptoeing around that one. No, we're not.
It's no tiptoeing. I'm walking away from that.
All right. Sure.
You can't mind Zemet. He's got himself in a little bit of hot water recently.
Oh, really? And then he kind of looks out and he goes, "Oh, I'm seeing a leader's ship, and I can kind of tell that."
Well, it wasn't me. In my defense, we just had to.
It kind of was.
It was not. We just had quite
You
an
could have just
adventure.
kept sailing.
We did after a pit stop, but that's not the point.
No,
You
but it
just
definitely-
couldn't
Big
resist
stuff,
a magic
yeah.
light, and that
Yeah,
was going to.
I saved Larry's life.
destruction
All right,
and
I saved
maybe
Larry's
death.
life. I will not regret that.
You couldn't save yourself from those fish.
To be fair, wasn't expecting flying fish.
Huh. So,
Maybe I get a flying fish tattoo on the other shoulder.
yep, that'll be perfectly fine there, little lassie. So, you guys interacted with the Night Stalker then, didn't you?
That's one way to put it.
Oh. Well, you lived, and I see 3 of you.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
that's a
Alira,
little
that's
different.
4.
yeah, so that's a little different. Usually we only get, some cracked out moron that shows up in a rowboat talking about how there was some creepy green-eyed something that came about. I've only
Yeah,
seen
the
it a
ship's
couple
been
of
gone
times
for
in my
quite a
life.
while. It was a surprise to see it.
Wait, you know about that ship?
Well, nice.
Anyone that sails the seas knows about the Night Stalker.
Oh,
Poor
definitely.
Go on.
I've
ship.
seen him. I've seen it.
Oh, you
That's why I was always
survived.
confused. That is a long time ago.
Yeah. I could, I noticed little something on your wrist there.
Oh yeah, which one?
I think we both know which one I'm talking about. You want to explain your experience with the Night Stalker?
I mean, the Night Stalker, essentially, I saw it off out to the sides, and we had a couple of, how do you say, magically inclined individuals that were able to kind of mess around with the waters. We got branded, but branded ship a long time ago. Branded my ship with some things that I don't really appreciate, and so since then, I haven't really went out anymore.
It's
But is the
understandable.
Night Stalker some kind of guardian?
No, not in the slightest.
Oh, no.
You ever heard of the boogeyman?
I mean, yeah, but that's just something we tell the little halfling children to get them to go to bed at night.
See, that's not what we do now. You see, it was a while ago, but the Night Stalker, they were out on the water, and the gaunt captain was the one that lived through it, and he was the one that was the captain. But it was a while ago that we started seeing that the gaunt captain wasn't interacting with the ships as much anymore. What was strange was we kept hearing that he was back on land.
That's
So-
strange.
It's been a little fishy, but
pun intended.
Nowadays, the Night Stalker doesn't do much of attacking. There's a lot of sightings, but not so much aggression, if you can say, as of what it
Yeah.
was. It used to
Has
be.
he
able
ever
to just-
threatened?
Oh,
Oh,
it was.
there's not much threatening happening there. It's a lot of
No.
you either live or you die.
There was a kid a while ago came through here. He was on a ship and he was a stowaway with his dad. His dad was actually the one